Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Forrest Walby here, and welcome back to another live stream that I said I was going to be doing in roughly 1 hour's time. So, as you can tell from the title, we will be watching the original Jurassic Park, which came out in 1993. As you know, I just recently finished watching, or not watching, I finished reading the 1990 novel of the same name earlier today, like literally an hour ago, as I just said. Um, and hello, Jones. How you doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good myself. Thank you for asking. But yeah, we're gonna be watching the Jurassic Park. Um, Now, just like so many people, I too grew up with Jurassic Park when I was a kid. Back then, I was more focused on the dinosaurs than anything else. Like, for me personally, the dinosaurs were really awesome. I was just like, man, these dinosaurs are really cool. Although personally, even back then, I, for whatever reason, just laughed at a particular death scene. We'll get to that when we get to it, because to me, it is one of the funniest death scenes I've ever seen in my entire life, even though it involves dinosaurs. But yeah, I will also be I am going to be doing, like I said earlier, I'm doing a review of the novel. Um, at a later point in time. But yeah, we're going to be watching the first Jurassic Park movie because I did finish the novel based on that the movie is based on, like I said. Um, so yeah, without further ado, if you guys want to watch the movie along with me, um, all you have to do it in one of five ways, really. For physical copies, I know they had this on VHS, but you can also get it on. You can also watch this on Blu-ray and DVD. But if you're going to be doing like how I'm doing it by way of streaming service, I do have the Blu-ray version. I do have like a Blu-ray movie collection of Jurassic Park and the two Jurassic World movies. I don't have the latest Jurassic World movie that came out last year. I think it was. Um, but yeah, so you had all those, but you can also do it on digital media. You have Hulu, Hulu, and Freevee TV. Yeah, Freevee TV. Yeah. So yeah. So we just want to go right straight into this movie. So without further ado, yeah, we're not watching the trailer. We're just gonna get right straight into it. Let's just go. And before anybody even asks me, no, I am not gonna be showing the screen because that is the worst way I could get a copyright strike on my channel. So no, unless I know for a fact that the Jurassic Park copyright has expired, which I'm pretty damn sure it isn't. I'm not showing the movie, so nobody fucking ask me that. If you want to know how to watch it, I will answer that question. But you are not. But nobody is going to be asking me if I'll show the movie itself on my screen. I'm not doing it. Nope. I got in trouble the last time I tried to do something with that with the WWE event. That was one time that I learned my lesson. Not doing it ever again. But if you wanna, like I said, if you wanna watch it with me, you have your VHS, Blu-ray, DVD, but also you have it for my case, you have it on Hulu and Freevee TV from my end. I don't know about anybody else. What if they have it on theirs? I'm kind of surprised it's not on Peacock. If I'm being honest with you, but whatever. Either way, we're gonna get started with the movie. Um, yeah, let's just get right straight into it. Yeah, I'm trying to make it aware it's like barely heard over my TV, so then the copyright claim doesn't happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if they still do it to me anyway. Universal Pictures presents. I can't watch it, but I hope you have a good rest of your day, dude. Alright, uncultured. Okay, Swan, hope you have a good rest of your night. An Avalon Entertainment production. Jurassic Park. Everybody knows this movie. Even the young kids know this movie. My nephew is a big fan of the Jurassic Park series. I don't think he's seen the latest one that came out, though. But I know he's seen at least all the other 5 movies at least once. Please. Hey, Betty. Hello, Betty Boop. How you doing tonight? So what they got going on now is they have a cage being transported over to them. They have, I don't even know what those things are supposed to be, but they have them at the ready in case something goes wrong. Good, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Yep. Man, Nightbot. Uh-oh. So he does as he's told. Uh-oh. Well, that's one death. Not even 5 minutes in the movie, and already we got our first kill of the movie. Mano de Dios, Amber Mine, Dominican Republic. This is not in the. I don't. Yeah, this was never in the novel. This bit. So, I will say, if you was there with me with the novel, the opening of this movie is very much different. Any of what's happening up until we see, um, I think most of what we see here up until we're introduced to Grant and uh, Ellie Sattler. Um, yeah, most of the things that are in the movie up to that point are not in the book. The book introduces us by having us 2 separate incidents taking place in um, either one place or 2 different places. Whereas the first incident that we read about in the book being a young man who I believe was 17 or 18 years old, if I'm not at the youngest, they end up dying because of their injuries sustained by a dinosaur of some sort. I think it was a velociraptor, but I could be wrong. And then the second incident that takes place is the death of a baby by these real small dinosaurs, the real green ones. Can't remember the names of them, but yeah, that's what happens in the book. Um, but yeah, that's going. So obviously, this is going to be a bit different. I don't. And then, of course, they have it to where they take a chunk of this one dinosaur and they have it transferred all over the place. And now, yeah, so, yeah, that's something to think about.
Sends his apologies. We are facing a $20 million lawsuit by the family of that worker, and you're telling me that Hannah can't even bother to see me? He had to leave early. He wants to be with his daughter. She's getting a divorce. Well, I understand that, but we've been advised to deal with the situation now. The insurance company. Okay. The underwriters feel that the accident has raised some very serious safety questions about the park. That makes the investors very, very anxious. I had promised to conduct a very thorough on-site inspection. Hannah hates inspections. They slow everything down. I need to pull the funding. I'm slowing down even more. Seguro. A ver, muéstrame. If two experts set up on the island, the insurance guys would back off. I've already got a new map from it. They think it's too trendy. They want Alan Grant. Well, we'll never get him out of Montana.
Really?
Muchachos, échame luz. Why not? Because Grant's like me. He's a digger.
And he found a fly. He found a fly encased in amber. So yeah, so now we're meeting Alan Grant and El- Ellie Sattler. Badlands, near Snakewater, Montana.
Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, we're ready to try again. Computers. Feelings mutual.
Huh. Whoa!
Shooting a unit of film. Shoot the radar into the ground and the bone bounces sleep in motion. This is the voice of freedom. Few more years development and we won't even have to dig anymore. It's kind of mad.
Right.
A little distorted, but I don't think it's a computer.
Contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. Velociraptor?
Yeah, it's good shape, too. 5 to 6 feet high, I'm guessing 9 feet long. Look at the external.
You touched it. Dr. Grant's never seen compatible.
God, it is. And look at the half-moon-shaped bones in my wrists. No one of these guys learn how to fly. No, seriously. Well, maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than they do with reptiles. Look at the pubic bone, turned backward, just like a bird. Look at the vertebrae, full of air sacs and hollows, just like a bird. And even the word raptor means bird of prey.
That doesn't look very scary.
I just love. Can I just say for the record that I love how Sam Neill just looks at this boy like everybody just looking at like Sam Neill just looks at this boy like, what'd you say to me? I love that. It's really funny. Also, this doesn't happen. This bit right here does not happen in the novel. There is no kid, and there is no Alan Grant. Saying what he said. Saying what he says to this boy. Um, in actuality, they look at they do what they did just now, up until this point, and then they are told about how Hammond is. Then they go into the. I don't know if I can't. I know I read the beginning of the book not too long ago. But yeah, how? Yeah, so this whole bit, this whole scene with the kid is taken out. And I don't know if they changed anything to do with um, Grant and Sattler meeting Hammond in the trailer.
6-foot turkey.
Turkey.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Try to imagine yourself in the Cretaceous period. You get your first look at this 6-foot turkey as you're in a clearing. He looks like a bird, rocking, bobbing his head. And you keep still because you think that maybe his visual acuity is based on movement. Cues. He'll lose you if you don't move. No, not Velociraptor. You stare at him, he just stares right back. That's right.
Hold on a
It's not
second.
good. Prime for it.
Hold on a second. Alright, we're back now.
But from the side, the other two raptors, nothing over there. The Velociraptor's a pack hunter. See, he uses coordinated attack patterns. He is out in force today. And he slashes at you with this 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor, on a little toe. He doesn't bother to bite your jugular like a lion, see? No. He slashes at you here. Or maybe across the belly, spilling the intestine. Notice you are alive. It's not to be checked.
Hey, William, how you doing tonight?
You know, try to show a little respect.
Yeah, Alan just got done. Alan just got done schooling this boy about what velociraptors are like. Doing good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. Yeah, doing pretty good. Just as you can tell, I'm watching the movie, but I'm trying to keep the volume low enough to where some sort of YouTube people don't, try to do something with my things because obviously I've been wanting to do this as a surprise for everybody for for me finishing up the novel that I finished up literally about a little over an hour ago. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been a little over an hour ago, almost hour and a half actually. But yeah, yeah. I'm gonna just go right straight into this movie. I will be talking about the differences between the movie and the book based on what I remember. And I know that I read the book recently because I spent like the last number of days reading, just doing streams, reading the book. But you gotta remember, I had a lot of other things on my mind at the time, in between every novel. So I'm gonna try to. So I'm gonna try to. What's the word I'm looking for? I am going to try to. Yeah, I can't think of it. But let's continue on.
Hey, Alan. If you wanted to scare the kid, you could have pulled a gun on him, you know.
Yeah, I know. Kids.
Yeah, Grant doesn't like kids in the movie, but he loves kids in the
You don't
book.
want that kid, but a breed of child Dr. Grant could be intriguing. What's so wrong with kids?
Well, they look noisy, they're messy, they're expensive. They smell.
They must.
Smell. Baby smell.
Yeah, babies can sometimes smell, but it depends. And this is where we see John Hammond.
Hey, we were saving that. Today, I got him see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for the record that John Hammond, like if you was there with me for the ride in the novel, John Hammond is a lot different. A lot different. In the novel, he's more thinking about, and somebody put it when I was looking at differences of the novel and all that. I will say John Hammond in the novel is a much different man. He is not anywhere near as nice as he is right here. Like, he kind of like fakes being nice, I guess, in this scene in the novel. Whereas when you, whereas when you know him in the movie, he's a nice guy all the way through, pretty much. But in the novel, I guess you could say he kind of like fakes being nice when you first see his character, right then and there, like in the trailer, like you do here in the movie. But then as the book progresses, you realize that this man, all he cares about in the novel is trying to get his park, open. Like, he's trying to get his park open, and he's going to do whatever he can to get it open. Um, and he is completely oblivious to everything. He's like a denier of everything that's going wrong in the park. Yeah, he is the exact opposite of what John Hammond is in the movie. Definitely, definitely. John Hammond in the movie, well, one of the nicest guys you'll ever see in a movie. But yeah, it's a very good person, honestly.
Who in God's name do you think you are?
John Hammond, and I'm delighted to meet you finally in person, Dr. Grant. I can see that my 50,000 a year has been well spent.
Okay, who's the jerk?
Paleobotanist, Dr. Sattler. Ellie, this is Mr. Hammond.
Sorry about the dramatic entrance, Dr. Sattler, but
Who's the
we're
jerk?
in a bit of a hurry. Will you have a drink? We won't if we get warm. Come on, sit down, sit down. Just get a glass or two. That's it. No, I can manage this. I know my way around the kitchen. Now, I'll get right to the point. I like you. Both of you.
I can tell instantly about people. It's a gift.
Where am I? It's the ghost of the story. I've leased it from the government, and I've spent the last 5 years setting up a kind of biological preserve. Really spectacular, spared no expense. Make the one I've got down in Kenya look like a petting zoo. And there's no doubt our attractions will drive kids out of their minds.
What are those?
Small versions of animals, honey.
And not just kids, everyone. We're going to open next year. That is if the lawyers don't kill me first. I don't care for lawyers. Do you?
Nobody ever really cares for lawyers.
Don't really know any.
Well, I can't really say that about every lawyer, because I feel like some people only care about the defense lawyers. They probably look at prosecution lawyers as, as very, very, like, any lawyer that does not involve a defense attorney, people probably be like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this kind of attorney. I don't like this kind of lawyer at all.
You do, I'm afraid. There's a particular pebble in where she represents my investors. Says that we insist on outside opinions. Well, your kind not to put too fine a point on it. I mean, let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds. And if I could just persuade you to sign off on part,
Hello, Friday. How you doing tonight?
even pen a wee testimonial, I could get back on schedule. Schedule.
Why would they do
I wonder how many times people ever say schedule like that, like a schedule. Like, I wonder how many people actually have known people that say it like that. Instead of a schedule, we're going to say schedule. Like, seriously? Alright. I mean, I don't really correct people as long as I know what I'm talking about. Like, as long as I know what they're talking about. And with the words they say. But if I don't get it, I'm going to be like, don't you mean this? Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, alright, yeah. What's up? Oh, not much. As you can tell from the title of this stream, I am playing Jurassic Park. I'm doing a live reaction, but I'm trying to keep the volume down enough to where basically where YouTube doesn't catch it. And I'm doing this because I just finished the novel earlier today. I did a live stream. I did like 4 live streams reading the full novel of Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. And so now, to celebrate that, I'm basically watching the stream, pretty much. Well, I'm watching the movie for the stream, no matter how long it takes for me to do it.
What park is this?
Killer Alley. I tell you, why don't you come down and just the pair of you for the weekend? I'd love to have an opinion of a paleobotanist as well. I've got a jet standing by in Choco.
I'm sorry, this isn't possible. This is a... We just dug up a new skeleton.
Well, they could compensate you by fully funding your billing
This is a very unusual time.
for a further 3 years.
Where's the plane?
Yeah. Okay.
San Jose, Costa Rica. I've heard Michael Crichton really likes the theme park gimmick. I would not know anything about Michael Crichton specifically about how he felt about this movie, but I do know you'd be amazed. Because I know there are movies where, like, when a movie comes out based on a book, the author either really likes it, or hates it, or really hates it. I would say the one thing about this movie is that because it's PG-13, there are some of the more violent moments in the book obviously do not show up in the movie, or they change the death scene in some way. And even then, like I said before, there's some deaths in the novel that do not happen at all in the movie. We'll get to those death scenes that have been changed and whatnot when we get to them. For now, we're watching the interaction between Dodgson and Nedry. I'm just gonna say for the record though, they really picked a good actor for Nedry. Nedry, yeah, they picked a good one for Wayne Knight to play as Nedry in this movie. Because if you were to look at these, the copies in the nursery was so dark. Oh yes, yes. One of the darkest, like it was at the very beginning of the novel too. That moment. And so that part of the novel is not in the movie, and I can understand why when you think about it, you can understand why that kind of thing would not be in the movie, because this is a child of a literally a defenseless human being that was born at a short time ago. So yeah, we got to think about that too. And usually I mean, at the time when you think about it, usually anything involving babies in movies, unless it's a good thing, are usually frowned upon. Case in point, I'm actually not gonna say the movie because I don't want to ruin anybody at all. I just want to have a good time watching this great movie, in my opinion, one of the greatest movies of prehistoric, on the prehistoric side of things. Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time, though, for real. So he just yells out his name, and he's trying to be incognito, and he yells out his name. Like, really?
Use my name.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
Nobody cares.
Nice hat.
I love that moment. It's kind of funny.
You look like a secret agent.
750. On delivery, 50,000 more for each viable embryo. That's 1.5 million if you get all 15 species off the island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
Remember, viable embryos. They're no use to us if they don't survive.
Oh, how am I supposed to transport them?
The bottom screw's open. That's cool. We can compartmentalize. Customers can even check it if they want to. Go on. There's enough coolant inside for 36 hours.
No menthol?
The embryos have to be back here in San Jose.
That's up to your guy on the boat.
7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Docks. Make sure he gets it right.
How are you planning to beat security?
Well, I've got an 18-minute window. 18 minutes and your company catches up on 10 years of research.
Gracias, señor.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
Eh,
That was Hammond's mistake.
so now they are on their way to the island.
So you two dig up dinosaurs?
Well,
You'll have to get used to Dr. Malcolm. He suffers from a deplorable excess of personality, especially for a mathematician.
Chaotician, actually. John doesn't subscribe to chaos, particularly when it has to say about a little science program.
Oh, swallow Ian. You've never been able to sufficiently explain your concern.
Oh, John, no. Because the behavior of the system is phase.
A load from these cases of fashionable monoculture. If I could do this, you wouldn't do
Dr.
that.
Sadler, Dr. Gregg, you've heard of chaos theory?
no.
No, nonlinear equations. Strange attractors. Dr. Sadler, I refuse to believe that you.
Yeah, in the novel, Malcolm is. Let's see here. I looked it up. Michael Crichton wrote both Jurassic Park and Westworld. He was terrified of the theme parks. Haha. Interesting. But yeah, as I was saying, so Ian Malcolm is pretty much what he is in the novel. Yeah, he is, yeah. I don't know if there's any differences involving him in the novel because remember, I just read the novel and that's literally. I'll be honest with you. This was the very first time I've ever read the Jurassic Park novel. I got it off of Amazon the other day. I've had the Lost World Jurassic Park for a number of years now, but I never read it. But I was like, I need to get the original if I'm going to read the Lost World. So I got the original, which I read, and I finished it earlier today. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try my best to remember the differences. But yeah, so as far as Ian Malcolm goes, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with him in the movie. I know what happens to him in the book because again I've read it. So we'll get to that when we get to that.
I'm familiar with the concept of attraction.
I bring scientists, you bring a rock star. There it is.
Oh, I gotta love that music, man. Classic, yes. One of the best pieces of written one of the best music from movies ever.
We haven't dropped pretty fast, so hold on. Was this can we do a little first?
Whoa! Good lord! What the heck? Have you not seen Jurassic Park before? Oh, I have. Okay, I will say I have seen Jurassic Park before, but it has been a while since I last seen it. And I can already tell you another difference here. Giannato so basically what they got it to where is Giannato is I think that's the name of this guy right here. This one character here. He is basically the main antagonist of the movie. Well, outside of the dinosaurs, but for the amount of time that we have him on the screen, he is the main antagonist. But then when the dinosaurs start running rampant, they become the villains of the movie. But in the novel, alongside the dinosaurs, John Hammond was the main antagonist. Which, if you've just seen the movie, like I did for a number of years and haven't read the book, you you'll be like me when I first found out about that. I'm like, wait, what? He he's a nice guy in the movie. Why would Crichton have him be the main villain in the book? What? But yeah, it has been a while, so I'm gonna try to remember everything from the top of my head about like from so I want to try to remember everything that I can think of that was different between the novel and the book. Yeah. They're the same thing, man. What are you talking about, novel and the book? I meant the novel and the movie. Good lord. Yeah, we're going to continue on. I like doing that too. Yeah. I'll be doing that as much as I can with every book that I have that's based on a movie. So, and the thing is, like, if you notice, when I put the Jurassic Park as PG-13, I did that all because the movie itself was rated PG-13. But then when I was getting more into the book, I'm like, is that PG-13 going into rated R territory with the novel? Not the movie. The movie is still PG-13, even for modern day standards. But um, for me, the novel is like PG-13 at the least, R-rated at the most. Definitely not PG, definitely not G or PG, and not even anywhere close to an NC-17. Yeah, I gotta love how they introduced the theme park for in the movie. Gotta love how they do it with that music. It's really, really good. I mean, what do you expect from John Williams?
And the concrete roads and the motion sensor tracking systems are all thereby relax. Try and enjoy yourself.
Let's get something straight, John. This is not a weekend excursion. This is a serious investigation of the stability of the island. Your investors, whom I represent, are deeply concerned. 48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced. Shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
Oh, oh, Hammond calling this man out. Yeah, he was really calling this man out. And here's one of my favorite moments of the movie. Hey, Lycan, how you doing tonight?
Now, a species of variform has been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing is.
Yeah, they all have that shocked look on their face. Good exams today. That's one of the long necked dinosaurs. Brachiosaurus scene. Yeah, the Brachiosaurus.
It's a dinosaur.
You did. You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
I love how this one guy looks at him as he's saying that last line. It's really funny. That's one of my favorite parts.
This thing doesn't
27th at Nick. We actually saw it 30.
Although they say historically the Brachiosaurus cannot stand on its hind legs.
We're gonna make a fortune with this place.
Yeah.
How fast are they? Well, we clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour.
T-Rex? You said you've got a T-Rex?
Say again. We have a T-Rex.
Put your hand
Dr. Grant. My idea, Dr. Sack.
Oh, here we go with the famous line. Hold on, no. I cannot interrupt it. Here comes the famous line here. I want to back up for 10 seconds because I want you guys to hear it.
Put your hand
Dr. Grant. My idea, Dr. Sack. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
And then they show that big scene. It's, oh, dude, it's awesome.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
You watched Fallen Kingdom? Dude, it's been years since I last watched any Jurassic Park movie, actually. I haven't even seen Dominion. I'll be watching The Lost World Jurassic Park. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be, like I'm doing with this movie, when I get to The Lost World Jurassic Park, I will be watching that movie. But know that book right there, this book of The Lost World is like different to a T compared to the movie. And I'm not even kidding. It is so like, as James A. Janice put it because I watched his kill counts. When it came to what he said about The Lost World, it basically was where they wanted Michael Crichton to write a sequel to Jurassic Park. So he does, and they use pretty much none of it. Like, there's actually a scene in the beginning of the novel of the original that they actually do use in the sequel. The scene with the little girl on the beach, how she gets attacked by the same little green dinosaurs. I keep forgetting the name of these damn things. But in both cases, she does survive. From what I know of. Yeah, so, yeah, the tiny one. Yeah, the copies. Yeah, the copies. Copies, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, the little green buggers that, yeah, anyway. Yeah, copies, yeah.
G'day, now. The most advanced amusement park in the entire world.
Now, keep in mind, like I said earlier, the movie John Hammond is a lot different from the novel John Hammond. The movie John Hammond is like the nicest guy you would ever meet. You kind of want to give him a hug. You know, he's like the grandpa that, he's like the grandfather figure. Whereas the Hammond in the novel is basically Mr. Krabs. Pretty much. That's why when I was reading the novel, every time when I would do a line, Hammond's, what Hammond says in the novel, I always give him that, like, I always give him that Mr. Krabs voice every time. If you don't believe me, my streams, my VODs of me reading the novel should still be up. But yeah.
All the latest technologies, and I'm not talking just
Yeah.
Everybody has rights. We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they've captured the imagination of the entire planet.
So what are you thinking?
We're out of a job. We're getting extinct.
Oh. Oh, there's the T-Rex fossil.
Donald, sit down, sit down. Right, here he comes. Oh, here I come.
Now, if I remember right, this whole ride scene is not in the novel.
Hello.
They do take a tour, but this is not in it.
Hello, John.
Oh, yes. I've got plans.
Oh, fine. Yes. But how did I get here?
Well, let me show you. First, I need a drop of blood. Your blood.
Right.
You kind of wonder how he could forget he had the lines in this.
Hello. Hello, John. From what? Hello. Low extraction has never recreated intact bodies.
What? Oh, Mr. DNA, where did you come from?
From your blood. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA.
Now, you can tell this was definitely aimed at kids when you got a cartoon character being made.
A strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints.
Dinosaurs?
We just had to know where to look. 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, just like today. And just like today, they fed on the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside.
Does anybody blame me when I feel like I would have loved to have heard the man that's voicing the DNA cartoon character just doing a narration of some sort of dinosaur documentary or something? I can't help but think of that now.
This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited for millions of years with the mosquito inside until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques, they extract the preserved blood from the mosquito and bingo, dino DNA. A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic codes. If we look at screens like these once a second for 8 hours a day, it'd take 2 years to look at the entire DNA strand. It's that long. So, it's no code. Now that's where our geneticists take over. Thinking machine supercomputers and gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes. And virtual reality displays show our geneticists the gaps in the DNA sequence. We use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code. And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
This score is only temporary. It all has very dramatic music, of course.
Little marches, I mean, written yet, and then of course the tour moves on.
Yeah, I could have warned him next time about that, but alright.
Are these characters autoerotic? No. We have no animatronics here. Those people are the real miracle workers of Jurassic Park.
Unfertilized, pure ostrich egg. And it's no.
Wait a minute. How do you interrupt the cellular mitosis?
Can we see the unfertilized eggs?
Shortly.
They were so excited, these two, I'm telling you.
Can't you stop these things? I'm sorry, it's kind of a ride.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, screw the ride. I want to find out more about everything.
Really? Oh, good day, sir.
BD Wall. Oh my god, he looks so young. It's that moment when you look at an actor in modern, like what they look like nowadays, and then you go back to a movie from so many years ago, and it's like, oh my god, they look young. That's what it feels like.
Before I had to go to the boat. Henry, why didn't you tell me? I insist on being here when they're born. Come on. Come on, little one. Come on. Come on, little one. Come on. Come on, then. Come on, then. Very good. Push. Push.
Dude, you can see the eye. Oh my god, that eye is. Jeez.
There you are. There you are.
It's so adorable yet kind of. Just like so many things, when it's a baby, it's so adorable, but then when it gets older, it can be kind of terrifying.
Surely not the ones that are bred in the wild. Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions. There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park. How do you know they can't breed? Well, because all the animals in Jurassic Park are female.
Yep.
We've engineered them that way.
God, that's so adorable!
Seems like a high 80s, maybe. Whoop. 91.
Only a thermos? It holds that temperature?
But again, how do you know they're all female? Somebody go out in the park and
I love how the machine's like, give me that egg, I'm putting it back.
It's really not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. They just require an extra hormone given at the right developmental stage to make them male. We simply deny them.
some kind of control and attempting is it's not possible. If there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it swells new territories, and it crashes through barriers painful, maybe even dangerous, and it won't. There it is.
I just love how Hammond's just looking at it like.
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
And boy, was he right on the money on this line.
What species is this?
It's a velociraptor.
How fitting, because he was.
Bred raptors.
He does not like that one bit.
As I was saying, we laid on lunch for you before you set out into the park. Our gourmet chef Alejandro.
What are they doing?
Feeding them.
Yep, gotta feed him a cow.
Alejandro's prepared a delightful menu for us. Chilean sea bass, I believe. Shall we?
Well, Alan just wants to see this cow get eaten, apparently. That kind of ruins your lunch.
They should all be destroyed. Robert Muldoon, my game warden from Kenya. Bit of an alarmist, I'm afraid, but knows more about raptors than anyone. What kind
metabolism for air? What's the growth rate?
No lethal at 8 months, and I do mean lethal. I've hunted most things that can hunt you, but the way these things move,
Fast for a biped?
cheetah speed, 50, 60 miles per hour if they ever get out in the open. And they're astonishing gentle.
Yes. And that's why we're taking extreme precautions.
Do they show intelligence? With the brain cavity.
They show extreme intelligence, even problem-solving intelligence, especially the big one. We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed one or 2 of the others. That one, when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out. That's why we have to feed them like this. She had them all attacking the fences when the feeders came.
The fences are electrified, though, right?
That's right, but they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the fences for weaknesses systematically. They remember.
Holy.
Who's hungry?
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna eat after we see the cow get eaten. Jeez. Oh, but that does look good though, actually. That looks really good.
None of these attractions are ready yet, of course, but the park will open with the basic tour you're about to take. And then other rides will come online 6 or 12 months after that. Absolutely spectacular designs, spared no expense.
We can charge anything we want, 2,000 a day, 10,000 a day, and people will pay it. And then there's the merchandise. I can personally...
Donald, this park was not built to cater only for the super rich.
Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these outings.
Sure, there will. What, we'll have a coupon day or something.
Gee, the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here. Established.
Well, thank you, Dr. Malcolm, but I think things are a little bit different than you and I had feared.
Yeah, I know, they're a lot worse.
Now, wait a second. Now, we haven't even seen the part or interview.
Don't let him talk. There's no reason. I really your part. I really do.
Yeah, don't you see the danger so inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start hurling
If
generalizations.
I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it, and packaged it, and slapped it on the lunchbox, and now you're selling it. Well,
I don't think you're giving yourself due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If I was to create a flock of condors on this island, you wouldn't have any say.
Hold on. This is some species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dinosaurs had their shot, and nature selected them for extinction.
Well,
I think we don't understand this in the right attitude, especially from scientists. But how can we say in the light of discovery and not
So it's a great discovery. It's a violent, penetrative act that scars what explores what we call discovery. We call the rape of the natural world.
Well, the question is, how can you know anything about an extinct ecosystem? And therefore, how could you ever assume that you can control it? You have plants in this building that are poisonous. You pick them because they look good. But these are aggressive living things that have no idea what century they're in, and they'll defend themselves violently if necessary.
I will point out that some of the concerns that are addressed in this scene, they're not all addressed at once in the novel, but they do get addressed. They do get brought up in the novel by the same characters, at different points at the different points in the book.
If there's one person here who could appreciate what I'm trying to do.
The world's just changed so radically. We're all running to catch up. don't want to jump to any conclusions, but look. Dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You all had to come down here and defend me against these characters, and the only one I've got on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
That's really funny. That's a funny line, though. Come on.
Thank you. They're here. We thought we were going to have a spot of company out in the park. Spend a little time with our target audience. Grandpa! Kids!
Okay, I'm gonna let the elephant out of the room. The characters are actually switched around in the novel. Tim is actually the oldest. Alexis is the youngest, whereas in the movie, obviously, Alexis is the oldest and Tim is the youngest. Is the youngest. Although, actually, in this scene, they do not Grant, what am I talking about? Hammond does act this way with them at this point in time in the novel, too. So, it's really like, he is supposed to be like this nice, he plays that nice guy persona at first, but then when things get hairy in the novel, that's when his true colors come out. But in the movie, he's still the same nice guy that, you see him all throughout. Meanwhile, Alan Grant in the movie does not like children, whereas Alan Grant in the novel, yeah, he does care for kids.
Okay, come away, not too close to the cars. Aren't they lovely? Aren't they glorious? These will be your transports for the afternoon. No drivers. No drivers. But they're electric. They run on this track in the middle of the roadway here. Totally non-polluting, top of the line. Spared no expense.
It's an interesting thing. Mom! Look, you just touched the right part of the screen and it talks about what we want.
Lex, darling, you're all right in there. Dr. Sattler, come with me. Dr. Grant, come in the second car.
I'm all right with Dr. Sadler.
I read your book.
That's great.
Do you really think the dinosaurs turned into birds? And that's when they all went?
Oh, a few species may have evolved along those lines.
This boy's face.
Look like birds to me.
This boy's face.
There's
He just starts. He's just like, I'm trying to escape this boy. The boy's not getting the message.
Which are we planning on?
So when you
Yeah,
stinging on me about this meteor making all this heat, and it made a bunch of diamond dust, and that thing's the weather, and they died because of the weather. And then my teacher told me about this other book by Manning Backer, and he. She said I should ride with you because it'd be good for you.
she just setting him up is what's going on here, bro. She knows he does not like kids in the movie, so that's why she's doing that to him, just to mess with him.
West of us.
Why didn't I build it all that up?
I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll swing south like the last one.
Ray. Stop it.
Yeah, in the novel, his name is John Arnold, but they changed his name to Ray Arnold in the movie to separate, just so that way people don't get confused by which John's talking to, and which John's being brought up in the scene. Although they could have just said Mr. Arnold or Mr. Hammond, things like that, but whatever.
Hold on to your butts.
And that's Samuel L. Jackson, one of my favorite actors of all time.
During most of your tour, the appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you.
Hey, look!
Simply touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate
Are we
icon.
gonna hit that?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
What do they got in there? King Kong?
Oh, that's an awesome shot, no.
The voice you're now hearing is Richard Kiley. We spared no expense.
If you look to the right, you will see a herd of the first dinosaurs on our tour, called Dilophosaurus. One of the earliest carnivores, we now know Dilophosaurus is actually poisonous, spitting its venom at its prey, causing blindness and eventually paralysis, allowing the carnivore to eat at its leisure. This makes Dilophosaurus a beautiful but deadly addition to Jurassic Park.
Uh-oh. Oh, they won't be able to see it, but we will.
Vehicle headlights are running, and not responding. Those shouldn't be running off car batteries. Item 151 on today's glitch list. We have all the problems of a major theme park and a major zoo, and the computers aren't even on the feet yet.
Dennis, our lives are in your hands and you have butterfingers?
I'm totally unappreciated in my time. You can run this whole park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. You think that kind of automation is easy? Or cheap? You know anybody who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I bid for this job? Because if you can, I'd love to see him try.
Sorry about your financial problems, Dennis. I really am, but they are your problems.
Oh, you're right, John. You're absolutely right. You know, everything's my problem.
I will not get drawn into another financial debate with you, Dennis. I really will not.
There's been hardly any debate at all.
I don't blame people for their mistakes, but I do ask that they pay for them. Thanks, Dad.
Dennis, the headlights.
Yeah, I'll debug the tool program when they get back, okay? Okay? It'll eat a lot of compute cycles. We'll lose part of the system for a while. There's a finite amount of memory. You can't use it for everything. We're going to compile for half an hour.
Quiet, all of you.
They're all yelling at each other like a bunch of school children. Too much arguing going on. You can see something moving with the trees. The only question is, what is it?
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
I just love how they both look at her like, really?
We'll try to kill the Reds now. Keep marking the fence.
What's gonna happen to him?
Do you really need to ask? They're attempting the
Did he
teeth.
eat the goat? Excellent.
Ah!
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?
I happen to be a vegetarian.
Oof. Yeah, literally, this majority of what the kids had were pretty much switched to the movie. Except for Tim's love for dinosaurs. That's probably the only thing that they never changed.
dinosaurs under dinosaur core, right? Hello? Yes.
Really?
I really hate that man.
I wouldn't blame him. I would not blame Hammond. This dude's being a bit of an asshole right now.
Set patterns or part schedules, the essence of chaos.
Still not clear on chaos.
It simply deals with predictability in complex systems. The shorthand is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings at Peking and Central Park to get rain instead of sunshine.
Yeah, that's what they do call it.
And then I go too fast. I didn't fly by. Give me that big glass of water. We're going to conduct an experiment. It should be still. The car's bouncing up and down. But that's okay. It's just an example. Now, put your hand flat like a hieroglyphic. Now, let's say a drop of water falls from your hand. Which way the drop can roll off?
What you looking at there, Grant?
Okay. Okay, now freeze your hand. Don't move. I'm going to do the same thing. Start with the same place again. Which way do you roll off?
Let's say
Because tiny variations, the orientation of the hairs, the amount of blood to stand in your vessels, and infections in the skin. And never repeat and vastly affect the outcome. That's unpredictability. Look at this. See? I'm right again. Nobody could have predicted that Dr. Grant would suddenly jump out of a moving vehicle. There's another example. See, here I'm now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos there.
Stop the program. Stop the program. I told you how many times we needed locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors.
Meanwhile, everybody's working on that while Nedry is working on that. He's working on his own thing.
So like I was saying, there's this other book by a guy named Back, and he says the dinosaurs died of one disease. He definitely says it.
Is there anybody else who thinks that we shouldn't be out here?
And his book was a lot fatter than yours. It was like this.
yours was fully illustrated.
Hey,
You okay?
hey, look at this. Wait, hey, watch. Hey, come on, watch this.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Everybody stay here.
What are you thinking?
Timmy, hey Timmy.
This boy don't care. Okay, so we are at the scene of the... So we are now at the scene of the sick Triceratops. In the novel, it is not a Triceratops that is sick. It is actually a Stegosaurus. Either way, I think, I wouldn't have cared either way which dinosaur it was. Because to me, both dinosaurs are really cool.
Don't be scared. Come on, it's okay. We'll do a tranquilizer for me. She's sick.
They're all feeling so happy about this dinosaur while the dinosaur is sick. It's kind of mean-spirited, that is.
She was my favorite when I was a kid. Now I see she's the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
It's okay.
What is that?
Microvesicles. It's interesting. What are her symptoms?
Imbalance, disorientation, labor breathing. It seems to happen about every 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Really, Grant? Come on! There's a time and place for doing that. This is not one of them when a dinosaur is sick, man. Come on, man. You should not be on a dinosaur like that at all.
Look, it's okay. Calm it down. It's pharmacological. Local plant life.
What time is it anyway? It's midnight. We haven't even... Yeah, we're actually almost halfway through it, actually.
Is this West Indian lilac?
Yes. We know they're toxic, but the animals don't eat them.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
There's only one way to be positive. We'd have to see the dinosaurs dropping.
Dino. Dropping? Dropping?
Yes.
You've got that. That storm center hasn't dissipated or changed course. We're gonna have to cut the tour short, I'm afraid. Pick it up again tomorrow, where we left off.
I'm sure we have to. Not we'll give them a chance, John.
Oh, sustained winds 45
Tell them
knots.
when they get back in the cars.
Yeah. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, last shuttle leaving for the dock leaves in approximately 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now.
Well, shit happens, man. Even when... Yes, it is.
You're right. There's no trace of lilac berries. It's so odd, though. Alright, so she's suffering from toxicity. 6 weeks.
She's tenacious.
You have no idea.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
Meanwhile, with Nedry.
Doctors, if you please, I have to insist that we get moving.
You know, if it's alright, I'd like to stay with Dr. Harding and finish up with the trike. If, you know...
Sure, I'm gonna gas-powered jeep. I can drop her at the visitor center before I make the call with the others.
Great. Then I'll catch up with you if you want to go on.
Sure.
Stay for a little longer.
Good.
Yep, that thunders are coming. If you watch a number of horror movies, you'll know that when the thunder starts coming, the horror is gonna begin.
No, listen, you gotta give me the time. I did a test run on this thing. It took me 20 minutes. I thought it could maybe push to 18. And you gotta give me this 15 minutes. Give me the 15 minutes.
Well,
Visitor vehicles are returning to the garage.
So much for our first tour. 2 no-shows and 1 sick triceratops.
Could have been worse, John. A lot worse.
Anybody want a soda or something? Listen, I'm going up the machine. I thought maybe, I'd get somebody something. Because I don't need sweets. I don't want to get something salty. I thought maybe some. I finished debugging the phones. I was going to debug, so I did. I told me that, so I debugged the phones. And I thought maybe I should tell you that the system is going to be compiling for 18 to 20 minutes. So some of the minor systems, they might go on or off for a while, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just something.
uh-oh. Of course, you would have a picture of a woman in a bikini.
Any kids?
Me? Oh, hell yeah, 3. I love kids.
Do you know?
We all can, it does happen. Same with wives, for that matter. We're married? Occasionally. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for a future ex-Mrs. Malcolm.
Really? He does not like that joke. Meanwhile, what?
That's odd. What? Those security systems are shutting down.
Well, Ned, they said a few systems would go offline, didn't you?
I mean, he technically did, so it wasn't really lying, but at the same time, he was doing something that would really mess up the system. So he wasn't really lying, but he wasn't really telling the truth either.
By the way, Dr. Sadler, she's not like available, is she?
Why?
I'm sorry. You two are.
Yeah. Hey, what that touch?
I didn't touch anything. We're stoned.
Hmm. Uh-oh.
What the hell? What now? Sensors are failing all over the park.
Uh-oh.
Find entry. Check the vending machines.
This workstation. Like a big slut.
The rack defenders aren't out, are they?
Yeah, the novel, they kept, this man would keep calling him a fat bastard. Always.
No, they're still home.
Hmm.
Why the hell would he turn the other ones off?
He has his reason. So far, his plan's going well. Well, that escalated. That'd be West.
Access lane program. Access lane security. Access lane program created.
You know, if only he had a compass. Uh-oh.
Please! God damn it! I hate this hacker crap.
Call Nedry's people. In Cambridge.
Phones are out too.
Of course it is.
Where did the vehicle stop? The radio's out too. Engineer said to stay put.
Kids okay?
I didn't ask. Why wouldn't they be?
Kids got scared.
What's be scared? I said they'll hang up on the power.
I didn't say I was scared.
I didn't say you were scared.
I know.
Huh? Shut up.
Hey, where did you find this?
It walks under my seat.
Are they heavy?
Yeah.
When they're expensive, put them back.
Party pooper. This man a little party poop over here. Yeah, she deserved to hit him in the head with her hat. Could you imagine if they actually made a toy night vision camera for kids back in the day? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Uh-oh. Here it comes.
It's loud. Turn it back on.
Nope.
What is that? Where's the goat?
Did that answer your question? Uh-oh.
He left us.
You know, ironically, um, there was a character that's in the novel that was not in the book, or that was in the novel that was not in the movie. His name is Ed Regis. Um, this would be so what Canaro is doing here. Ed Regis would do in the I think it would be him. Yeah, he would be the one that would have this happen to him. Um, and I will say, Senado would not be the person that he is in the novel in the movie. Like he's a whole different person in the novel compared to the movie. So basically, what John Hammond and what Hammond and Senado are in the movie, they're basically the exact opposite in the novel. Alright. And they did have a character that was not in this movie named Ed Regis. Ed Regis, um, he would not be, excuse me, he's obviously not in the movie, but, you know, Senaro doesn't die in the novel. He actually survives, to my knowledge. Whereas Ed Regis would pretty much take Senaro's place. Like Ed Regis would be killed off in the novel, whereas Senaro is basically taking his place in the movie.
Where does he think he's going? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all those fences are damaged. Here it comes.
Boy, we hate being right all the time.
So what does she do? The exact opposite. Why didn't you turn the fucking light off? Oh. Whoa. How fitting that Grant was able to see it properly, but not so much Malcolm. Oh yeah, I should also point out the this whole scene is a good has a bit of a good difference in the novel. In the movie, yeah, the trailer the Jeep does get damaged in both versions, but in the novel, the one that involves the Jeep that involves the kids, I believe it was that one, literally gets picked up by the T-Rex and just thrown off the bridge or something like that. But it does fall a good distance. It does fall a good amount of distance down. He really enjoyed that tire, didn't he? Holy crap. What? Yeah, so basically Malcolm just caused this man's death. And it is. So I want to be honest with you. The death of Serrano in this scene was funny to me. Basically because for some reason, I kept thinking that this man was using the toilet, um, as the dinosaur, just destroys that building. So he destroys the building, and because I was a kid, I for some reason thought this man was using the toilet. And so when the T-Rex, gets him like he does, I just kept on laughing every time. Just because I kept feeling, just because of the fact this man was sitting on the toilet. Using it or not, he was sitting on the toilet, and I just found that hilarious for some reason. I don't even know why, I just did. Wha-
Don't move. Can't see us if we don't move.
So she chooses to fucking scream anyway, man. Really? Yeah, that T-Rex really wanted to play with that. The T-Rex really wanted to play with that Jeep, didn't it? Yes, it did. Uh-oh. Yes, she is. Oh, got lucky. Just narrowly avoided death there.
Key check, space, minus O. Key checks off, safety, space, minus O. He's turning the safety systems off. He doesn't want anybody to see what he's about to do. Now, look at this next entry. Here's the kicker. Quite rabbit mark. Whatever it did it all. But with the key checks off, the computer didn't follow keystrokes, so the only way to find them now is to go through the computer's lines of code one by one.
Yep.
How many lines of code are there?
About 2 million.
Damn.
2 million.
What?
Robert, I wonder if perhaps you would be good enough to take a gas jeep and bring up my mansion. Sure.
He doesn't even give the suggestion in the novel. Not even close.
Going with him.
John. John.
What?
I can't get Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry.
Uh-oh. Yeah, his glasses are very fogged up. And he just got. Yep, see what happens when you get distracted?
Thing there, they put this thing in it. My glasses. I can afford more glasses.
Hmm. So right now we're in the middle of Nedry's final scene, well, it's basically his final scene.
You can do it. Do it. Come on, Dennis.
Hey, Boo.
Yeah, that's nice. Wanna go?
What? The dino wanted to play peekaboo, man. What the heck?
Oh, nice boy. Oh, nice boy. Nice, oh, thought you were one of your big brothers. You're not so bad. You're not so bad. What do you want? What do you want? You want food? Look at me. I just fell down a hill. I'm soaking wet. I don't have any food. I have no food.
He didn't say the magic word. No, he didn't.
My pets? My pets? My pets? Stick? 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 Yeah, look, stick. Look, stick. Stick, stupid. That's a stick. Yes. You like your stick?
Nope.
No wonder you're extinct.
Oh.
I'm gonna run you over when I come back down.
If only this man was not being such an asshole to this dinosaur, he probably would have gotten. He probably would have. The dinosaur probably would have let him go. Hey, at least you got your shirt, not your face, right? Oh wait, yes it did actually. Oh, there went the can. Miss me? If you guys seen my reading of Jurassic Park, you would know two things is very different from this scene. First and foremost, that dinosaur was not as small as it was in the novel. That dinosaur is not as big as it was in the novel. The dinosaur was actually much bigger. And number two, Nedry's death in the novel is a lot more graphic. In the movie, yeah, the death is more off screen and it's in the vehicle. Whereas in the novel, it happens outside, and instead of an off screen death, we pretty much get a near Stephen King experience with how his death is described. Basically, long story short, Nedry, he does get blinded. Like, what happens with the shirt and, the spray on his face, that does happen in the novel. But the difference is, in the novel, he gets his midsection cut open by the slash of the Dilophosaurus, and so his intestines comes out. That's particularly been described in the novel. And then after that happens, the Dilophosaurus basically bites down on Nedry's head and picks him up. It's downright comedic the way he looks over to it in the other seat. And then the car starts changing back and forth. Is it still a Dillo? And it's yeah, it is still a Dilophosaurus, and it is, like I said, it is bigger in the novel. And his death scene in the movie is supposed to be played for comedic effect. Whereas in the novel, it is much more terrifying. As I just explained how his death in the novel is. Yeah, it's a lot more funny in the movie, but it's a lot more terrifying in the novel. Yeah, so yeah, it's still a Dilophosaurus. Everything, like the dinosaur and the acid spray, the acid spit, whatever kind of spit it was, it does happen in both the movie and the novel, but his death is off screen in the movie, whereas his death is very much described in the novel. So yeah. Meanwhile, with Alan Grant and Lexi.
Lex, listen, Lex, right here. I'm gonna look after you, but I have to go help your brother, so I want you to stay right here and wait for me. But that's not what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, Jim Darrow does. Yeah, let me rephrase this. Let me just let it be clear again. Gennaro is a lot nicer of a character in the novel. He basically swaps places with Hammond. Hammond is like Mr. Krabs in the novel, whereas he's really nice in the movie. Giannato or Giannato, however you want to pronounce his last name, but I think it's Giannato. He's like I said, he's like switch places with Hammond on both fronts. He's nice in the novel, asshole in the movie. In the movie, he basically gets karma because of him leaving the kids for no real reason other than because he was terrified of the T-Rex. Whereas there was a character that's in the novel but was not in the movie. His name is Ed Regis. He would I don't because of how quick his character dies off of the novel. I don't remember exactly what he did, but I do remember that I think he was involved with the kids in some way, but the last time you see him in the novel, he's hugging trees as a bit of a defense against hiding against the dinos, but it turns out not to work, and he ends up being killed. Either by I think it was by the T Rex, if not by the I think yeah it was by the T Rex actually yeah. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but yeah, I know he dies in the novel though, and he's not in the movie. Another common comedic death on the toilet. Yes, that toilet scene made me laugh when I was a kid. Nowadays, I'm like, yeah, that's a way to go, isn't it? Oh, shit. That was my glasses there. Yeah, I don't remember how the Jeep was after the attack by the T Rex in the novel. But I do know that, there is the Land Cruiser in the tree in the novel though, so that's true.
Tim? 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 You okay?
Yeah, he does throw up. Yeah, he does do that in the novel too, actually. Why did I say that? No reason.
Tim, I'm not telling anyone you threw up. Just give me a hand.
Uh-oh. Yeah, nobody knows he threw up. Well, technically speaking, um, what happens here, I don't believe happens in the novel. Um, Alan does eventually find the kids, but in the novel, they actually are together for some time up until Alan finds them in the novel. Um, um, but yeah, eventually yeah, the, but yeah, some of the things that do happen, some of the things that do happen in the scene do happen in the novel, but they're not in the same scene, if that makes any sense.
That's good.
Uh-oh.
Slide the door.
This.
It's just like coming out of a treehouse. It's dead. It'll go to a treehouse.
Ah.
The thing about climbing is you never let go.
This is impossible.
So I'm gonna help you.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Oh no. Go.
Yep. Yep, they gotta go. They gotta hurry. Yep. It's a race against the car. That's the time when you don't want to look up, okay? You'd be better off looking down than looking up at that point. I'm serious. All because Alan Grant accidentally messed with the steering wheel when he was doing something. Oh. Lucky men you two are. Yeah, right.
What's the other car? Alan!
Dr. Grant!
Alan!
I think this was Gennaro.
I think this was too. I think it's ahead of us.
It could be anywhere. The fence is down. It can wander in and out of any paddock it likes.
Yeah, this is where they find Malcolm. He does get injured in this scene.
Ian?
Remind me to thank John for a lovely weekend.
Uh,
You have a chance of moving him.
These chances.
right. He really had to get his. He had to get his 2 cents in.
The other car! Alan!
Hmm. Yep, they're doing that again. Yep. It's basically the glass scene, like the glass of water bit, only it's in the footprint.
It's an impact tremor is what it is. Fairly alarmed here.
Come on. We gotta get out of here. Now. Right now. Let's go.
Yep. As soon as they get in the car, here comes the T-Rex. You saw that T-Rex coming, man.
Must go faster.
Whoa. Yep, they're trying.
Think they'll have that on the tour?
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be. They managed to escape the T-Rex this time.
They don't bother me.
I've been. Hey, Pokey Y, how you doing today? Tonight, I should say. Tonight or today, depending on what part of the day you're in. How you doing?
Hey! Those are brontosauruses. Brachiosauruses.
We'll see you.
No, man, been here. Hmm.
Don't the monsters come over here?
Monster snakes are just animals. These are herbivores.
Yeah.
They only eat vegetables, but for you, I think they'd make an exception.
Oh, I hate the other car.
I just
Yeah, he
do what they do.
Yep. Technically, you have three different types. You have carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. That's just how it be. What?
What are you and Ellie gonna do now if you don't have to pick up dinosaur bones anymore?
I don't know, I guess. Guess we'll just have to evolve too.
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
I don't know, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
Do you think he saw us?
That's too cheesy, but
What do you call a
I'll,
blind dinosaur's dog?
You got me.
What do you think he saw us Rex?
okay, now that was kind of cheap, though. That was a cheap joke.
What if the dinosaurs come back while we're all asleep?
I'll stay awake
All night?
all night.
Hmm. You know, that's really a nice scene to have after all this craziness that happened. Here comes the most iconic, one of the most iconic music ever in movie history. Even if it's just for a brief period. Well, can't let good food go to waste, right?
Get the children through Jurassic Park and the dinosaurs.
You know, they actually do say that in the book. But I don't know if anybody says it or not.
I ever built when they came down from Scotland. The flea circus had got the wonderful. We had the trapeze and the carousel.
Hmm.
So, no flies, of course. But people would say they could see the fleas. Oh, I could see the fleas, Mommy, can't you see the fleas? Pound fleas and high fleas and fleas on parade.
Hmm.
This place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch. I mean, not devoid of merit.
But you can't think through this one, John. You have to feel.
You're right, you're absolutely right. Adding Nedry was a mistake, that's obvious. We're over-dependent on automation, I can see that now. Now the next time everything's corrected, creation is an act of sheer will. Next time it'll be flawless.
It's still the flea circus. It's all an illusion.
When we have control
You
here.
never had control. That's the illusion.
Whoa.
I was overwhelmed by the power of this place. But I made a mistake too. I didn't have enough respect for that power, and it's out now. The only thing that matters now are the people we love. Alan and Lex and Tim. John, they're out there all the time. So,
Ice cream is one of those guilty pleasure foods. Yeah, I don't think these two characters ever had to sit down together like that in the novel. Yeah, I don't think they did. That's small right there.
It's okay, it's okay. Brachiosaur.
To Vegisaurs, let's Vegisaurs. Come on. Come on, girl. Come on.
Come on, baby. Go! Alright. Come on, let it go!
Looks like it has a coat.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Just think of it as kind of a big cat.
With a long neck.
Like cows. Come on, up here. Come on. Up here.
Oh!
God bless you.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, great. Now I can never try anything new. I sit in your room and never come out playing your computer. I'm a hacker. That's what I said. You're a nerd.
Ah!
Not a computer nerd. I prefer to be called a hacker.
Uh-oh.
You know what this is? It's a dinosaur egg. The dinosaurs are breeding.
Your grandpa said dinosaurs were birds.
Amphibian DNA.
What's that?
Not sure. Film said they used frog DNA to fill in the gene sequence gaps. They mutated the dinosaur genetic code and blended it with that of frogs. Now, some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a single-sex environment. Malcolm was right. Look.
There's one. Set. There's a nest. And the
I
mother.
found the way.
Yeah, it did.
No, that's crazy. You're out of your mind. He's absolutely out of his mind.
Well, wait a minute. What exactly would this mean?
We're talking about a calculated risk, my dear, which is about the only option left to us. We will never find the command that Nedry used. He's covered his tracks far too well. I think it's obvious now he's not coming back. So, shutting down the entire system.
You can get somebody else because I won't do it.
Shutting down the system is the only way to wipe.
Now, in the novel, we go into the mind of Nedry for a little bit. In the scene where we're focusing, on the final scene of his in the novel, his plan was to do like he did what he did with the embryos. What his plan was to take the can, give it to who he was supposed to give it to on the East Dock, and then he would come back and fix everything, and make it to where nothing ever really happened, right? Like he would try to he would try to do what he had to do with the embryos, come back, and he would try to be quick about it. Um, but before they noticed how long he's been gone. As you can tell in most cases, he never was able to follow through with that plan.
On everything that he did. Now, as I understand it, all the systems will then come back on their original startup mode.
Correct. Theoretically, yes, but we've never shut down the entire system before. It may not come back on at all.
Maybe we get the phones back.
Yes, again, in theory.
What about the lysine contingency? We could put that into effect.
What's that?
That is absolutely out of the question.
The lysine contingency is intended to prevent the spread of the animals in case they ever get off the island. Dr. Wu inserted a gene that creates a single faulty enzyme in protein metabolism. The animals can't manufacture the amino acid lysine. Unless they're completely supplied with lysine by us, they slip into a coma and die.
People are dying. Please shut down the system.
Hmm.
We're gonna be a buck. It's okay. Look, see that? It's on. It worked.
Wait a minute, what do you mean it worked? Everything's still off.
Well, maybe the shutdown took the circuit breakers. All we have to do is turn them back on, reboot a few systems in here, telephones, security doors, half dozen others, but it worked. System's ready.
Where are the breakers?
Maintenance shed, the other end of the compound. 3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Just to be safe, I want everybody in the emergency bunker until Mr. Arnold returns and the whole system's up and running again.
I'm tired. Hot.
This looks like a while. Over that rise there. Just keep.
Uh-oh.
Tim, can you tell me what they are?
Gallon minus.
Are those meat-eating meatosaurus?
They might have been coming your way.
Don't mean like a uniform direction change. It's just like a flock of birds evading a predator.
They're flocking this way.
Yep, now would be a good time to run. Oh, there it is. There's the T-Rex.
Look at birds.
Okay. Keep low and follow me.
Dude.
Something went wrong. Something's happened. Something's wrong.
This is just a delay. That's all it is. All major theme parks have delays. When they opened Disneyland in 1956, nothing to that.
But you know, if the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates will eat the tourists.
I can't wait anymore. Something went wrong. I'm gonna go get the power back on.
You can't just stroll down the road, you know?
Well, don't be too hasty. Room is gone.
I'm going with you.
Yeah, he never said sorry to Malcolm in the novel.
This isn't going to be just like switching on the kitchen light, but I think I can follow this and then talk you through it. But it ought to be me really going.
Really?
Look,
Come on, let's go.
we can discuss sexism and survival situations when I get back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he would have said that he knows the island like the back of his hand compared to her, then that would be a fair argument. But the fact that he's like, well, I'm a man and you're a woman, not really a good argument in that regard at all.
Just take me through this step by step. I'm on channel 2.
Whoa. There's the tracks.
The shutdown must have turned off all the fences. Damn it, even every new building to mess with that raptor fence.
Well, maybe next time anybody ever tries to do this, they have separate fences for everything instead of just having every single electric fence be under one freaking system.
From here, we can make it if we run.
No, we can't.
Why not?
Because we're being hunted. The bush is straight ahead. It's all right.
I can't with this.
Run. Towards the shed. I gotta. Go. Now.
Whoa. Oh, she took care of the raptors outside, being able to evade them. So,
Ahead of you is a metal staircase. Go down. After 20 or 30 feet, come to a T-junction. To the left, just enter the main cable. I understand how to read a schematic.
yeah, you'd think he would know how to do that now. Uh-oh. Oh, this scene. A scene that does not happen at any point in the novel, by the way. The scene where they have to race against the time, trying to climb the, at this time, non-electric fence.
I guess it means the power's off.
Oh, fuck off, Grant! Grant, you asshole!
That's not funny. That was great.
Maybe we can
No, you can't. Uh-oh. Yeah, now would be a good time to climb. Now would just be a good time to climb on over. Even then, I don't think the T-Rex would have gotten him even at that point.
Wait a minute. Yes, there should have been a right turn back there somewhere.
Look above you. Direction, follow that.
Okay, following the pipeline.
Jimmy, I bet I could climb over the top and be on the other side before you could even get to the top. What's it give me? Respect.
Ah.
Come on, guys. It's not a race.
Yeah. I mean, it technically is.
This is high voltage. Yeah.
Yep, you can tell by the music. Things are about to get a little bit crazy now. It really is a race against time.
Find your footing. Find your footing.
Billy, you can't throw the main switch by hand. You've got to pump up the primer handle in order to get the charge. It's large, flat, and grey.
Alright, here we go, okay?
Oh,
Now, Eddie, the red buttons turn on the individual alarm systems. Switch them on.
yep.
Gonna have to jump.
Let go! On count of three. One, two, three! Coming up to get you. Gotta get to you.
Okay. I'm gonna count to 3.
1, 2, 3. Boom.
Stop breathing.
I think we're back in business.
Hello. How did that Velociraptor even get? How did that Velociraptor even get back in there? And how did it get back in? How did it get back there in the first place, man? What the heck?
Mr. Arnold.
Well, fun fact, and this is not about the book actually. Well, yes, he does die in both the book and the novel. He again gets an he does get a off-screen kill in the movie. And you know his death happens in the book, and it's not as gruesomely described as a number of other deaths in the book. But what was supposed to happen was they were actually going to film uh, Samuel L. You know, they were going to film Mr. Arnold's death in the movie. The only reason why they were not able to do so, and they basically had to resort to this, was because the set that they were going to use to film the death scene ended up getting destroyed by a storm. So if only we could. That makes you wonder what kind of death scene were they going to do? That is the big question. A question we'll never know the answer to, honestly. I just wanted to see what time it was. Hold on, actually. Hold on, I gotta use the restroom. I can feel it coming. I can feel the restroom. I can feel it. I need to use it. So I will be right back. Alright. I have returned. Let's go ahead and get back in. Oh, I'm about to press some bad buttons. Let's get back into this movie. Also, it should be only noted that Gennaro is the one that goes in there after Arnold as well in the novel, instead of Ellie. I don't think she ever goes down there, unless she does, and I just can't remember at the top of my head right now. Yeah, I gotta give him credit for trying to be stealthy. There's only one problem, though. Hi. The most infamous one of them. So, two things. Number one, Cover Girl, one of the greatest one of the greatest one-liners before the kill. Well, before the death in this case, I guess we could say, but still. Um, and number two, Muldoon does not die in the novel. He actually survives at the end of the novel. I guess the reason why they killed him off was to replace um, another character that dies in the novel. Um, yeah, I would believe so.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Really? I mean, he did say he was going to count to three, so he did technically count to three, didn't he? Answer, yes, he did.
So look after dinner. Hey. Where's that stuff in? A tiny human piece of toast.
Haha, very funny.
So, I promise.
Oh my god, look at all the sweets. Oh, now they're just going to be eating it like crazy, man. Well, at least they're eating all their dietary. Well, Tim isn't obviously, but um, Lexi is. She's eating all. Hmm? Yep, they all know what's coming. She knew what was coming the moment she heard it. Now here comes what is regarded as one of the scariest, if not the scariest scene in the whole movie. These two trying to outwit these velociraptors in the kitchen. In the novel, they do try to, they actually do have this happen in the novel, where they do make him come into the kitchen and they have him go in the freezer. Whereas in the but they go all over the place compared to just the kitchen in the novel, in the movie.
I must have figured out how to open doors.
Oh, would you look at that? They figured out how to open doors. That's not good. Listen to that music.
Jimmy, what is it? It's a velociraptor. So hide now.
Yeah, velociraptors are very notorious in this movie. Whereas with the novel, yeah, they're about the same, if not a little bit more or less. So they gotta try to make as little noise as possible. Ow. That had to hurt. Uh-oh. I love that camera angle, by the way. It's just kind of funny when you think about how he just goes head first into that thing without realizing that she's not actually there. Oh. Oof. Yeah, give the boy a little bit of a heart attack, why don't you, Lex? Yeah, so that's one velociraptor down, now for the other one.
We can cover it up. We gotta reboot the system first.
The door locks! Ellie, put up the door locks!
Uh-oh. Hello.
It's a human system. I know this. It's how the files of the whole park. It tells her everything.
Oh.
This might be the right
Oh. There it is.
What works?
Phone security systems? Who Navy? We got it.
Wow. There it is.
Grant, Mr. Hammond, the phones are working. Children all right? Oh, Wayland. Time to send the damn helicopters.
Oh. Lady just shows Grant. I can't help but think of how Captain Kirk in Star Trek 2 just goes out, Khan! That's exactly what that moment just made me think of. What the? Whoa! Oh, that was close, wasn't it? Yeah, they gotta go through a lot of climbing down. They got a lot of climbing down to do. Hmm. You figured they would have been more durable than that, but alright. Uh-oh. Oh. Whoa! Oh, jeez. This boy survived. Survived another thing falling on him. Uh-oh. Whoa! Where did the T... That makes you wonder, where did that T-Rex come from? Yeah, he ends up... Yeah, it ends up killing the Velociraptors, but... Where did the T-Rex come from?
After careful consideration, I decided not to endorse your park. So have I.
And the fight's not over yet, though. Ah. Such an awesome shot. That is such an awesome shot. When they have the T-Rex doing that standing in the middle of the shot and they have things falling down around it. Oh, that's amazing. Jurassic Park movies are my favorites when I was 3 or 4. And Jurassic Park 1993, Dinosaurs Wasn't Reality of the Jurassic World. And Jurassic Park 4 is a novel for horror movie. Well, you gotta put into consideration there are so many things that happen in the novel that that like there's so many different things that happen in the novel. There are some scenes that I haven't even talked about yet. In the movie, some death scenes do not happen and they were edited in some way. I talked about Nedry's death. It does happen in the novel and movie, but they had to, but they chose to make it off screen. You had Arnold's death, which isn't as graphic, but um, yeah, it's not as graphic, but they do have it off screen as well. Even though they originally weren't going to do it, but the set pieces that they were going to use for the death scene got destroyed. Um, let's see, what else did we have? Um, I've been watching along. I found the movie and I forgot how insane it was. Oh yeah, yeah, it's not as insane as as I remember, but it does have its good, it does have its great moments in the movie, and it shows why it's one of the greatest movies of the '90s, if not of all time. Um, but like I was saying with the death scenes, there are some scenes that happen in the movie that don't happen in the novel. Muldoon coming to mind immediately. He doesn't die in the novel. He actually makes it to the end. Um, Malcolm's death is supposed to happen in the novel, but they retconned it in the sequel pretty much because the fans just freaking loved Ian Malcolm in the movie, so they had to bring him back somehow, right? Henry Wu's death is in the novel, but it does not happen at all in any of the movies. Um, there was a character that did not appear in the movie. His name was Ed Regis. He does die in the novel. Giannato, I don't know why I keep saying his name like that, but Giannato, I don't, I don't think he dies he doesn't die in the novel. I don't think so. Um, but of course, he is one of the first characters to die in the movie. Um, but yeah, it's honestly, the way I see it, if you wanted a kid-friendly horror movie, I guess you could say Jurassic Park is PG-13, but I think it's more of a. I mean, Jeff Goldblum, come on, of course they want him back. Yeah. This would be the first of four movies of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World that he would appear in. Because I know he was in this one, he was in The Lost World, he did a cameo, I guess you could say it, of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I think he appeared in Dominion. Again, I have not seen that last movie. I've seen all the other ones, even though it's been years since I have. So I don't remember every little detail of it, of all the movies. Um, but yeah, there are so many scenes that happen in the novel that don't happen in the movie. Like the scene, like the beginning of the scene, like in the beginning of the novel, they have the few incidents where they talk about how a young character who was 17 or 18, I believe it was, how he died uh, due to his injuries caused by a dinosaur. Very graphic, a bit of a graphic description of his injuries too in that area. You had the death of the baby by the compies, and actually the second death of the novel. And then you have the third incident that happens where the attack of the little girl on the attack of the little girl on the beach. But they actually show that scene in the Lost World, but they don't show it in this movie. So yeah, that's a bit of an interesting thing there. Um, but yeah, um, the way I see it though, if you wanna watch the movie with your kids, then that's fine. But leave the novel away from them. Keep the novel away from them because it is a lot more descriptive in the novel than they show in the movie. But I would still like the novel. I'm not too sure if I would give it a PG-13 or an R rating now. But the movie definitely is PG-13 for sure because a good amount of the deaths are off screen, and Arnold's death is the only piece of gore that we ever get in the movie. So I think it fits with the PG-13 rating. But the novel, it's like what I call an upper tier PG-13 to an R rating. That's how I'd see it. But anyway, oh, I almost forgot. John Hammond dies in the novel. But also remember, he is not the same character that you know him as in the movie. In the novel, like I've said so many times now, he is basically Mr. Krabs, where he thinks all about himself and he blames everybody for his own failures. Yeah, he is the exact opposite of the John Hammond you see in the movie. But yeah, he also dies in the novel too. John Hammond is actually supposed to be the main antagonist in the novel, whereas here he is a good guy character. The dinosaurs are the villains in the movie, particularly the T Rex for the first half and the Velociraptors for the second half. That's how I'd see it. Now we're going to hear one of the greatest pieces of music of all time in movie history. I have to go to bed, lol, but have a good rest of your night. Well, the movie's just about over anyway. Yeah, so yeah, like I said earlier, I want to say my thing real quick. The movie is really good. I still enjoyed watching this movie after years of not seeing it. I still enjoyed it. You know, and it's shown, and there's a reason why it's one of the highest paid movies of all time. For the time that it was, out in theaters. Um, as somebody once put it on Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments, yeah, we all know that dinosaurs don't exist anymore, but this movie could put it in your mind that humans could technically coexist with dinosaurs, even if we would have to try to run and hide from a fucking T-Rex. But yeah. I love this piece of music here, by the way. I love it. One of my favorite pieces of music in movie history ever. But yeah, so if I had to rate this movie out of 10, I would probably give it an 8. Because while it is a damn good movie, in my opinion, there's so many things that do not, like, there's so many moments in the novel that don't happen in the movie. So it's not exactly faithful to the novel, but there are some moments in the movie that are in the novel, or they've been changed in the novel in some way. So they're not like exactly, they don't exactly follow the novel, to a T, but they do have their moments of trying to keep it together. But yeah, so yeah, I would give the movie an 8 out of 10. As I said before, I'm going to be reviewing the novel at a later point in time. But yeah, I am looking forward to whatever is the next movie-based novel that I'm going to be reading over here. But it's not going to happen anytime soon right now because with this book that I already told you is going to be the next book that I'm going to be reading because the random number generator told me to. This is going to be a 2-part book where I'm going to be reading the first 4 sections in part 1 and then the last 5. So 1 through 4 for part 1 and 5 through 8 on part 2. And because of that, I already used the number generator to pick out what my next book after that would be. Because I'm only doing 2 parts of this book, yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys what the next one is after I finish reading the Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. The first of what is actually 4, but I thought there was only 3. But either way, but yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for sticking by with me with the watch along, even if you were here at bits and pieces. Even if you were just listening to the movie while I was watching it, it still counts in my book. Because we still technically watched it together, but you guys just happen to hear what I'm seeing and not, seeing what I'm watching. But still. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And until next time, this is Forrest Walpole, signing off.